Mr. Speaker, this is not, my chairman didn't recognize his first lady, so I wouldn't want Courtney to think that people down here didn't recognize her. Mr. Speaker, I would ask all of my friends from Charleston and everybody who supports workers if they would join me at the podium. And Mr. Speaker and members, we are so thrilled to stand here before you today and to recognize a group of men and women who love South Carolina, who live in South Carolina. And it'd be great if the majority leader and the minority leader could come up here, but I'm not sure that the majority leader is going to want to come up here. But I certainly expect the minority leader to join this group, Mr. Speaker, and members, and his assistant minority leader, Mr. McLeod. But we all are up here to dispute the myth that organized labor, Mr. Toole, is not alive and well in South Carolina. We are joined, Mr. Speaker, as I said, by men and women who look at us and wonder what in the world is wrong with the South Carolina legislature and executive branch, that they don't acknowledge that I am, meaning these workers, men and women who go to church and worship with them, who coach t-ball, soccer, and all of that, who shop with them, and who just about anything that any of us can do, these men and women do it and have done it. And Mr. Speaker and members, these members of the South Carolina AFL-CIO are here for their legislative conference. And what they did this year was decide, Mr. Sandifer, wherever he is under the sound of my voice, that they would retake their state house, that they would come back to the state house just to let us know that they do exist. And I asked them, Mr. Speaker, if they would just tell me who all was represented, because I think it's important for us to know who all is there. And so if you'll bear with me, I'd like to take just a minute to let those of you who are interested know, Mr. Sandifer, who's, as the young people say, in the house. And Mr. Sandifer, you can feel free to come up here too. It won't hurt you. It doesn't rub off.
Ms. Cobb-Hunter, let me get you some order before you begin reading. House will come to order. Members clear the aisle. Sergeant, please help me. Ms. Cobb-Hunter.
Mr. Speaker, thank you so much for doing that. I appreciate it, but most importantly, those men and women up in the gallery appreciate you recognizing the importance of them having just a bit of order as they make this courageous step this year to come back to the State House. So the question is, who's up there? And here is the answer to that. We've got health care PAC for all South Carolinians, led by physicians who care about access and affordable health care. We've got the United Auto Workers. We've got the American Postal Unions, folk who deliver your mail every day, who the Congress is trying to break by requiring them to fund pensions that have never been required before. We've got the communications workers, what is left of AT&T, all those folk who handle all of your communications needs are up there. We've got the International Longshoremen's Association. And Mr. Speaker, I'm glad they weren't here yesterday when we voted, some of us, to not allow them to be a part of workers' compensation, but they're in the House. We've got the Office and Professional Employees. For all of you who are so proud of what South Carolina has done with our film incentives, Mr. Toole, and all those tax credits to lure films here that you voted for, well, guess who we've got up there? We've got the stagehand and theatrical employees. IATSA is in the House. We've got the South Carolina Alliance for Retired Employees. These are retired workers from across the spectrum who have given 20, 25, 30 years of their life in public service and government service. They are also up there. We've got the American Federation of Governmental Employees. All of you patriots, all of you veterans, these men and women work at the Veterans Hospital. They're the ones who provide care for the people you say you love and care about. We have the International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers. All of you who are so proud of the apprenticeship programs that we have going through our technical system. These IBEW men and women are the ones who have to retrain these men and women before they go up on those poles to make sure that safety is first. We've got the United Steel Workers, we've got the glass molders, plastic workers, and they're from Anderson County. Mr. Speaker and members, I am here and these colleagues behind me, we're all here to say we are a union. We are proud to serve South Carolina, to serve our state. They pay taxes, some of them more than some of y'all sitting in here. And Mr. Speaker and members, I want to ask you to please join me in welcoming a group of men and women who have been much maligned in this state, whose character and contribution to South Carolina has just never been fully understood or appreciated. But we stand here today, Labor, House of Labor, to say welcome to your State House. Please come again. Most of all, thank you for what you do in a state that doesn't seem to have a clue about how important you are and your role in creating and maintaining the middle class in this country. Thank you for what you do. Thank you for being here. And Mr. Speaker, thank you for your patience.
Please stand and let us recognize you. Welcome to the South Carolina House. All right, members, we have